All right, so I want you to imagine that you're in a room. Okay, this room is surrounded by curtains. But in this room, it's all you know. You've never been anywhere else. It is a room filled with people who are higher up than you, people who are lower than you. You need to work in this room if you want to survive, or else you'll die or you won't get fed. It's a room where, if you're not liked by society, you can just go hide in the corner. Okay? Imagine that room. That's the 3D world. Now, like I said, it's surrounded in curtains. They're dark. You can't really see through them. But you start to realize that you can kind of peek through the curtains. And when you peek through, you see that there's a whole other world around you that has been living in a way entirely different from what you know. It's a world that cares about you if you aren't liked. It still shows you love. It raises you up. Work, being liked, success are not the primary factors of this world. This is the 4D, and then it steps into the 5D as well. And now this world is based on ideas. It's based on a collective consciousness. What I mean by that is that it's not based on a government. It's based on the fact that everybody knows what's right and they live from their heart space, which is a value of love and compassion. And to the 3D mind, this might sound like a bunch of bullshit. I understand. I know. I've been there. It probably sounds like, okay, yeah, you're living with your head in the clouds. That's not the world we live in. I know that's not the world we live in right now, but it's moving there. It's moving there quickly, and there's no going back. So the whole collective consciousness is moving into this new world, and pretty soon the curtains surrounding the 3D world are just gonna fall down. And what's gonna happen when the curtain falls down? Everyone who's living in the 3D is going to start living in the 4D because it's so much better. It's so much easier. It's all good vibes. That's what happens. Society, a group of people, a mindset, a generalized mindset, will always evolve. This is evolution. Now, I'm not saying I fully believe in the evolution of humans per se, because all that shit doesn't add up. Do your research, okay? For other like animals and species, whatever. Yeah, evolution is great, okay? But we're not. You guys shouldn't get into that subject. That'll be for another video. But I want to go over how energy actually works, because this is the source of what you need to understand in order to get your mind out of the 3D into the 4D. Because when we've been brainwashed, guys, brainwashed. We've been taught things that aren't fucking true. And some of it was just because we didn't know, and some of it was to keep us in the 3D, because it's a hierarchy society. Hierarchy is good for the people at the top. And those people at the top rule everything. But in a 4D world, everybody actually has a say. So for the people, by the people, that's actually supposed to be 4D, except it's more of a 3D sense. For the people, by the people, yet you have the all-seeing eye at the top? Okay, anyway. The first thing that you need to know in order to move into 4D is you need to understand that light is the source. Light, the sun. I'm not saying necessarily our sun is the source. I'm not saying that our sun is the creator. But light is the source of reality because light creates a wave. And waves are what everything is. A wave is frequency, a wave is vibration. The source is pretty much frequency. And so frequency is created by light and also emotion. So we feel waves as emotion. I took notes, by the way. I mean, I didn't take notes. I wrote down my ideas because I have so many things I want to touch on. But the subconscious, okay, sorry. We feel waves as emotion. Subconscious emotion. A lot of the energy that we possess, we don't even know that we possess it because we're not paying attention to it. It's within us. We're holding space for it in our body, in our mind, it's in our brain, but we don't realize it's there because we didn't actually take it. We're just kind of blind to it. We didn't actually think, oh wow, that just happened. Maybe I should look at where that came from and why and how and oh, what's the root of that? This is what you need to do in order to awaken. Okay. When we notice this emotion, it turns into a particle. Now, wave versus particle. This is the double slit experiment. If you've never heard of the double slit experiment, I suggest you research it. Just do like a YouTube search. You'll see. And the reason why I say YouTube and not find some sort of article is because we naturally now in today's world, our generation, who are the people who are we're the catalysts for change. Our generation, millennials, we're the people who are actually going to change everything now. We have 12 years left in order to make a change that will benefit us before it's too fucking late. So it's up to us. Okay? Our parents, the other generations, they already did their shit. Okay? It's up to us. We're the ones who are going to actually have the energy to make the change. And I don't mean that in a way that saying they don't have the energy. I'm just saying that we understand the most about technology. We're the most in depth with being connected to everything. So millennials, time to wake the fuck up. And if you're resisting, you're screwing yourself over. Okay, I'm gonna get I get a little angry. I don't know. Anyway, it's all love. It's all love. It's all love. I just really want people to understand the power of frequency and perspective. Okay, I'm gonna get back to my topic. Okay, so the double slit experiment, this had to do with when a light was put through these two slits. When nobody was observing it, it showed up on the back wall as a wave. It was shining as a wave. And when people observed it happening, it showed up as a particle. A particle is matter. It's our reality. It's what we can touch and hold. So, what that says is that if you pay attention to something, it will materialize into this realistic world. Realistic world. So what you give attention to will materialize. It will show up in the world. What you pay attention to. That's being aware. Okay. It turns into a particle, which is what we see and feel. Yeah, we see and we feel it as the world around us. This is the double slit experiment. Okay. On to point 3. Light is a wave. Okay, wave is frequency. Everything is frequency. Everything holds a specific vibration that will affect the vibration of everything else around it. Okay, so what I mean by this is that you have a frequency. Your whole body has a different, like every part of your body has a different frequency. And if it's low, it's not doing too good. And if it's high, it's doing great. Everything around us has a frequency. This piece of paper has a frequency. This hair tie has a frequency. My air conditioner has a frequency. Everything. High frequency has a better, more positive outcome. Oh, another thing that has a lot of frequency are crystals. Well, here, yeah. This is Tibetan quartz. This is faded quartz. Quartz has a very high frequency. This is why people in the spiritual community wear crystals, because they impact our own frequency. If I'm going to wear something of a high frequency, my frequency is going to raise to match this, because like attracts like in the frequency world. Okay, so each part of your body, your mind, and your soul carries a different vibration. The higher the vibration, the healthier it is. The lower the vibration, the sicker it is. When we raise our vibration, this is the key point. When your frequency gets higher, you affect everything else around you. Also, when your frequency is lower, you also affect everything around you. And you attract what you are vibrating at. So if there is a situation or say you're vibrating at a level of, I don't even know if this is right in hertz or whatever, but of 2. I don't know, 2. Okay. It's just a number, whatever, I'm just throwing it out there. You're going to attract the same person who's at a level 2. Say you're at a level 8. I'm just going from 1 to 10, okay? Say you're at a level 8. You're going to attract someone who's also at a level 8. Now, you might also attract a lot of other people who are at lower levels because you're helping them. You feel good to them because they're so low. But you're also going to attract those higher frequencies. So and that's people, that's working with people, that's also working with outcomes. So it works with the law of attraction. So law of attraction deals with people, and it also deals with what you intend to happen in your life. If you put the intention of, an intention with a feeling. If you say, I want this to happen, you don't just say it. You feel it. You feel that it already happened. When you feel that, because a wave is emotion, you are creating a frequency that will attract that same frequency. Does that make sense? So if I am feeling like I have met the love of my life and I feel like it already happened, that excitement, that relief, that joy, it's really all imagination, guys. It's imagination. You need to learn how to use your imagination. We were taught this all like growing up. All of our teachers were just like, use your imagination, use your imagination. And we were just like, blah, 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 they think we're stupid, we need to use our imagination. No, for real, use your fucking imagination. Feel how it will feel to get what you want. But here's the thing. When you're moving into 4D, you're not going to want selfish things. Things that will just feed your ego or feed your wallet. Unless that is going to help somebody else. If your intention is for a higher purpose, then you will definitely get what you ask for. If your intention is for a low-grade purpose, it might not fucking materialize because it's stupid. I mean, you might. Actually, it's pretty easy to attract low-grade things. But high-grade things, you will get. You ask for it, you set the intention, it's going to come to you. Because the world wants to win. Reality wants to win. Society wants to win. And now, if you're believing that the world, the reality that we're in only works from this scientific viewpoint, you're missing a whole other half. Yes, this makes sense, but it doesn't explain everything. This gets into spirituality. So you really have to combine spirituality and science in order to get the truth of what this life actually is. So spirituality means connecting with your higher self. It means believing in something bigger than just the here and the now. Yes, the here and the now is great. And it's really wonderful to live in the here and the now. But when you live just in the here and the now, you don't realize how much power you have. You don't realize who you really are, who you came here to be, what your mission is in this life. And when you realize that you have a fucking purpose, everything opens up. Now you know what you want to manifest. You know what you want to attract. You know who you want to attract for the right reasons, because you have a mission that you're on. And your goal is just to fulfill that mission. Your goal is not success financially or with status. That's not the goal. That might be your 3D goal, but listen, let go of that 3D goal because it's fucking useless. It's not impacting anything of value. The only thing of value is consciousness, ideas, the mindset, changing other people's frequency, love. It's all in the subconscious. It's all in how we view the world, our perspective of ourselves, of other people, of our life, of what we grew up with. Perspective is everything. And if you watched my last IGTV video, there's a scientific reason why perspective is everything. You're not a victim. You might think you're a victim. Your life may seem like you're a victim. But when you change your perspective, you realize that you just let yourself out of that victim jail. You're not a victim. Your life might be very difficult, and I sympathize with you. I empathize with you. Or your life might be really great, and I also empathize with you. But if you don't see the true reality from a positive perspective, you're screwing yourself over. So where does raising your vibration start? How do we do this? It starts in how you perceive your thoughts, your life, other people, words, their intentions, etc. Positive perspective equals higher frequency. Negative perspective equals lower frequency. So this is where you need to use your imagination. When you are aware of what you're thinking about yourself, okay? So let's start with yourself and then move towards other people, what you think about other people. You look in the mirror and you're like, oh God, my skin looks terrible. Do you realize what you just did? You just told the universe that your skin looks terrible. So your skin is going to keep looking terrible. And terrible is a low frequency. So low frequency means it's not going to be healthy. If you look in the mirror and you say, oh my God, my skin looks amazing. Even if really it doesn't, but you're just trying to change your mind, these are mantras. Mantras. Say it until you believe it. If you can say, oh wow, I look beautiful. And guess what? You're rewiring your brain to think that you are beautiful, and so you will appear more beautiful. You are training other people to see you from the same light that you now see yourself as. So you're attracting this better energy to you, where now everyone's going to just be drawn to you because they're going to think you're so beautiful. Nothing's really changed, but your perspective did. Okay. This is something I want to touch on. You can be surrounded by negative things and choose to see from the positive perspective, and that will raise your frequency even while surrounded by total negativity. It's difficult to do, but this is how you pretty much become a light. Or I like to say you pretty much become a saint in that sense. It's hard to raise your frequency when you're surrounded by negativity. It is very difficult. And so if you are trying to get the best results in the fastest way, you should let go of anything that is not serving you. That's just all negative in your life. But if you can't do that, you can still change your perspective on something that you think is terrible. Say your mom keeps nagging you, okay? Say you're living at fucking home because your job isn't like, say you live in I can never say this word, rural area, and there's not many places to work, okay? But so you're still living with your parents, minimum wage job. It's really difficult. Luckily you have a roof over your head. Luckily you have a mother who cares about you. Luckily you have a job. Luckily you have the time and the space to think for yourself and be who you are without anyone judging you. You don't feel like you have to always fit in. So when you see all these things from the negative and then you just switch them around to be positive, suddenly your life is amazing. Who knew? Who knew fucking easy. It's that easy. And okay, that's a pretty, it's alright. Say someone just died. Oh, this is gonna get real deep real quick. Okay. Say someone died. Someone you really loved. How can you see this as a good thing? Why would you even want to see it as a good thing? Because let me tell you something. We are eternal. And what's great about, it's not great that they passed away. But you must understand that their power is now so much more powerful because it has been expanded into a higher dimension. They are no longer stuck to the 3D world. And now you can communicate with them whenever the hell you want. There'll be a little voice in your head. When you want to get guidance from them, you just ask. You don't have to go see them. You don't have to text them, call them, meet up, spend money to go to the bar. You don't gotta do that. Just talk to them. They're there. They are there. They're with you all the time. And they have more power. They can now influence things for the better. And also, when someone passes away, their main message that they really wanted to get out to the world is now, it's out to the world. It's powerful as ever. As powerful as it's ever been. As it's probably ever going to be for them. And I know that might seem like a really fucked up way of thinking from a 3D mindset. But when you're in the 4D and the 5D, you realize that's the truth. You don't need to be afraid of these things. You don't need to let the natural cycle of life destroy you. It doesn't need to break you. It's natural. We all are here for a purpose. We've pretty much chosen when we're gonna be here, when we're gonna get the hell out of here. And it doesn't have to do with this 3D world. This has to do with our higher self. Nothing is a mistake. Nothing is ever a mistake. So like with Nipsey, his mother said exactly this. He made his mark on the world. He did what he came here to do. And he's leveled up. Listen to that. Change your perspective of that. Of when someone is, when a tragedy strikes. A tragedy strikes for a reason. It's there to send a message. And it could just be to be stronger within yourself. Stop relying on other people. Take those lessons that these people taught and use them. Oh my gosh. This is going to be a long video. I'm sorry, but whatever. So if you can practice only seeing your thoughts, words, life actions from a positive angle, you will naturally rewire. You will naturally rewire your brain and be in a relatively constant state of high frequency. So the more that you keep thinking, you keep adjusting these thoughts that used to be negative, they used to be 3D, if you just keep tweaking them to be 4D, you will rewire your brain and you'll be in a constant high frequency. Relatively constant. There are things that can make us, ebb and flow, but you'll just, like, you're not going to think in the 3D sense anymore. And that is when you know you are officially thinking from the 4D mindset. But it takes practice. Then you start to realize how the law of attraction works. And I already touched on the law of attraction, but I'm just going to go through my notes. Law of attraction, this is based around your emotion and perspective towards something, because that is what level you will vibrate at. Like attracts like when it comes to frequency. So what you give attention to will persist, because your frequency will match with an outcome of the same frequency. This could be in relationship to people, relationships, careers, money, status, love, anything. So it's law of attraction is based on emotion, feeling like you already have it, the gratitude, the relief that it's already in your life, and the perspective of it being a good thing, of it changing your life for a better reason, not just your life, but for other people around you. If you are using law of attraction to drop into your heart space, to give love not just to yourself, but to everything else around you, then you are really going to be a master at manifesting. Drop into your heart space. Even when the world is hard to fucking love, when people are hard to love, you need to realize that without all that, your life would be nothing. And we need to appreciate the good and the bad, yin and yang. You can't appreciate something for its greatness if you didn't experience the bad when it wasn't great. And if there is no bad, then there is no great. And if there's no great, then fuck, what is this? I hope you guys are following along. Okay, if you want to attract a better life, you must start with how you view the world and yourself. Everything begins with ideas and imagination and creativity. Master your thoughts, master your life. So again, back to use your imagination. It's sometimes hard to be creative. A lot of us have forgot that we're incredible at being creative. You just need to practice a little bit every day, and it's as easy as just taking a negative thought and turning it around to be positive. That is being creative. It's being so creative. Start doing that. Ideas are everything. Everything. None of this would be here if it wasn't for the initial thought or the idea. I don't know if a thought is different from an idea, because an idea, I think, is just like a little blurb of idea, a little blurb of something that could be, and then a thought is actually taking that idea down and looking at it and being like, oh, I can make this happen. So ideas are everything. Ideas are what we use to create reality. I'm an astrologer, and so I understand the importance of the elements for at least Earth. Air, fire, water, earth. Air is ideas. It's intellect. Fire is taking those ideas and putting them into action. Water is feeling the emotion from that action. And when you feel the emotion from the action, from the idea, you create earth, which is the reality. So ideas are everything. If you're blind to these thoughts, you have an issue and you need to change it. Practice fucking thinking. How dumb is that? Just be aware of your thoughts. When we begin to see this shift of attracting positive outcomes due to a shift in mindset, so thinking positively, our whole meaning of existence begins to change. We see everything in a new light. That's truly what happens. Everything we see in a new light after we realize that we have power over the outcomes of our life. We love everything more. If everyone could love everything more, this is the one thing that will give us enough drive and passion and confidence to heal the planet and fix the mistakes of our past generations. Not blaming any generations for this, it was simply a lack of knowledge and awareness back then. So now we have been sent here, we incarnated into this life on a mission. Because now there are 12 years left, guys. 12 years left before it's too late to save Gaia. Now, if we don't save Gaia, it doesn't mean that our entire existence is done. Okay? Our lives are eternal. You don't have to worry so much about that. This mission is for Mother Earth. It's for the animals. It's for all the beauty that we've been surrounded with. That's the main focus. And I don't know if you have realized your deepest love for this earth. But take a look around you. See the yin and the yang and how beautiful that is. Contrast is beautiful. I'm a graphic designer, and even in this little form, like a picture is more beautiful when there's more contrast. When there's a dark and a very light, we naturally see it as more beautiful. And I just think that's something that we can expand on. To see the dark and the light and see the beauty and the love that comes from that. That is stepping into 4D. So anyway, this was way longer than I expected it to be, but that's a crash course in moving into a 4D mindset. Change your perspective. Change how you think about the world and other people. And that will naturally heal the planet. Because when you do that, you raise your frequency. It will affect everybody else. Because we're all connected. We're all connected. Your frequency affects everyone around you. You don't even know it. You've been walking around this life having no idea that everything you think and feel and do is impacting anyone you cross paths with. Also, people that they cross paths with, and they cross paths with, and they cross paths with. Okay, I think I'm done. Thank you guys for listening. I hope you got something of value out of that.